Welcome, everyone. My name is Tracy Murphy-Poxtis, and this is Good to Great in Under 8, the weekly show for motivated professionals who want to crack the code and start learning how to create more successful and more fulfilling careers. So during the last show, I talked about emotional intelligence, and that emotional intelligence is really about having the ability to understand and manage our own emotions and the emotions of other people to ultimately get to the point where we are consistently creating win-win solutions. And so I shared that there were 4 dimensions to emotional intelligence, 2 on the personal side and 2 on the relationship side. And so today we're going to talk a bit about the personal side and go deeper on those 2 dimensions, and those being self-awareness and self-management. So self-awareness is nothing more than the ability to accurately and consistently understand your own emotions and the natural behaviors you tend to exhibit when you're feeling those emotions. So it sounds simple, right? Well, crazy enough, research says that only about 10 to maybe 15% of people are actually truly self-aware, which means that even if you think you're aware of what's going on within you, there's probably opportunity for you to elevate that game. So how do you do that? Couple things. Definitely check out my video, a Good to Great video on self-awareness, and you can find that at the Learning Corner at Tracy Murphy Coaching, or at www.tracymurphycoaching.com, and then look for the video on self-awareness. And then in addition to that, another key strategy that I have found to be so helpful in elevating self-awareness is to simply start recording your emotions. So yes, I am telling you, keep a journal. Keep a journal of specifically who and what situations are triggering strong emotions in you. And include in there not only the situation that's triggering it and who's there, but how you behave when those emotions are triggered, right? So 2 pieces. So for example, you might learn that maybe when you're in meetings with, let's say, your finance team, that you sort of tend to just feel withdrawn and kind of disengaged. And then because that's sort of how you're feeling, again, there's the negative emotion, you kind of check out of the meeting, right? Maybe you start answering emails or you start thinking about what you're doing for dinner, right? But you've checked out, right? You're doing something that's not benefiting you anymore. So do this journal exercise for a month and then review it. And look at all those negative emotions and behaviors that showed up for you, along with what triggered them. And I guarantee you that you will learn something about yourself that you did not already know. And just to put my money where my mouth is, if you can show me that you journaled for an entire month and learned absolutely nothing about yourself, and we have a conversation about it, and I agree, I'll buy you lunch. So give it a shot. All right, now, once you've increased your self-awareness around what triggers those negative emotions, now it's time for the next dimension, and what I would say is actually the harder part, self-management. And self-management is all about making a very, very conscious choice and deciding how you want to show up to that specific situation, right? How do you want to show up to that situation that's triggering those negative emotions? It's about learning and controlling yourself to be choiceful in what you say and what you do, and not letting those negative emotions take over. So people that are really strong in self-management are those people that can just not let that stress get to them, right? They're not going to let that negativity get to them. So they're actually able to come across as patient and proactive at the same time. And so the best strategy for self-management is working on and learning how to manage your own negative talk, the negative on your head, the judgments that you're placing on other people. Right, so in the example of feeling withdrawn and disengaged when meeting with a finance team, you'll want to figure out what, if any, negative talk or judgment maybe you're placing on the team or one of the individuals, right? So maybe you're saying something to yourself like, ugh, gosh, every time we have a meeting with finance, it just drags on and on. They just go over things and over things and over things. So this is what you want to identify. And then what you want to do is replace that way of thinking with something that is true, but that is also more positive, right? So maybe it's something like, hey, it's actually good that the finance team wants to be thorough and wants to cover off on things with us, because if we don't fully understand these things, then we're not going to make great decisions. And that's what we're here to do. So these are just a couple of strategies to help you boost self-awareness and self-management. But if these are areas that you really want to build out and you really want to take to the next level, and trust me, these are such key areas that can help you make a greater impact and feel more fulfilled in your career. And so if you do want to take them to the next level, reach out to me at tracy@tracymurphycoaching.com, and we will get a conversation started. And don't forget to join me for the next show when we will talk about those 2 relationship dimensions of emotional intelligence. Have a great week, everyone.